started, I've been very passionate about real estate, and that drove me to where I am today in aspect of research. But before I commence, I would like to recognize and commend the Lagos State government, particularly LASRERA, Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, for the significant progress and strengthening regulation and professionalism, and the transparency within real estate sector. The effort to formalize agent registration, improve consumer protection, and bring structure to historically fragmented markets have laid a foundation for sustainable housing development in Lagos. As Lagos continues to grow in Africa's largest urban economy, the next critical step in ensuring that the housing policy, regulation, and investment decisions are guided by real-time, accurate, and verifiable data. This presentation will be focused on the continuous housing discovery driven by verified demand, supply, and transaction signal. So I want you guys to enjoy this session as I commence. Thank you. Okay, next slide. So this image here represents, like, the frustration when it comes to house hunting. Myself in particular. A lot of Lagosians are looking for an easy way to be able to buy, sell, and rent properties. And earlier in the year, we traveled to Rwanda to make a presentation as well. And we discovered that it wasn't even just a Lagos or a Nigeria problem. It is an African problem. A lot of people are struggling to be able to find properties online. And there's like a need for, verifiable experience and structured data to be able to bring about investor confidence. And the frustration has been really viral. So we have a lot of on social media platforms where there's been a lot of cries around, eradication of real estate agents. But the question, there was a presentation yesterday that says that will AI replace you? Not exactly, right? But that's why at Oikos, we said, how can we build tools? How can we use technology to further strengthen real estate agents in Lagos and Nigeria? So it's not about using technology to eradicate the agents, but at Oikos we said, how do we use technology to rather strengthen Lagos State agents and Nigerian real estate agents? So what we discovered in terms of our analysis is that 7 out of 10 house hunters, complain of the bad experience just being able to find properties online. You'll be shocked that I made a trip earlier in the year to speak on a conference, the Realtors Conference, and we discovered there's still a huge gap as regards understanding what PropTech means. Meaning that there's a lot of people who are still struggling to even know what does PropTech means, what are the benefits of PropTech, right? To bring about transparency and to further strengthen the ecosystem. We also discovered that on online platforms, about 50% of people leverage these platforms, but they sometimes abandon their search. So they set this platform, and what is the problem? Because a lot of people see this platform as bait site. So what that means is that you go to a platform, you find this platform, the properties on this platform are not exactly verified. So they put it on the screen for you to come, and when you come, there's a very popular language that they use is, oh, this property just got sold, right? I'm sure this is a struggle that a lot of us have encountered. So, but for how long are we going to let this happen? Because what this is doing, it is further chasing away house hunters, it is breaking investors' confidence. So at Oikos, we said, how do we create a system that is able to strengthen and verify every property that you see online? And guess what? We also discovered that lots of agents, verified agent, licensed agent, and this is the efforts that LASRERA has put in place to ensure that for every agent you see has the right license to be able to carry out the operation, right? So we are building tools to further strengthen this agent and to make it easy for them to be able to do their work and be able to close more leads. And what we did in our discovery process, that we carried out a survey of close to 250 people just to further understand the frustration in the housing market. And we discovered that about 55% of them were women, right? And this shows that there's a lot of vulnerability in the housing journey. So how do we make it safe for ladies to be able to search properties and find properties. I'll give a short story. So there was an instance where a lady said she wanted to find a property. She went online to some of the listing sites, right? And when she got there, of course, the same old, the property wasn't available. But it didn't stop there. They said, you know what, let's go together. She had to pay for one, the transportation of this real estate agent, right? And then she didn't know that where they were going to, she was almost leaving Lagos and entering Ogun State, right? And this is a major security concern. And of course, there are some that make their way online, but there are some who do not make their way online, right? So the need for verified experience, the need for a more structured ecosystem when it comes to finding properties online is very essential. And like I said, I thank LASRERA for the work they are doing in terms of strengthening and creating a more regulated real estate agents. Then of course, here's the thing, and what I've heard, especially when it comes to property technology, a lot of people are coming up with, oh, how do we use technology to take away agents? But I can boldly tell you, in developed countries, in the US and the UK, it's not about using technology to eradicate agents, right? It is how do you use technology to further strengthen and make it easy for agents to carry out their activities. I thought someone would clap. Right? Thank you. And one thing we also discovered in our research is that about 61% of people who responded said that they've been taken to properties that do not match their requests. And it is a major frustration. And we also discovered that from our analysis, and which is also thanking what LASRERA is doing, is that there's a lot of cry for agent transparency and regulation. So can we just clap for LASRERA for the amazing work they are doing? So what did we do as a company? Yesterday we spoke about, one of the speakers talked about the power of artificial intelligence. So what we did, my company, Oikos, a Lagos-based property technology company, built an intelligent engine leveraging artificial intelligence. And what did we do in our first discovery process? Our engine was powerful enough to analyze close to 100,000 listings across multiple listing sites. And why did we do this? We wanted to understand what exactly is the issue within the digital space. And what our engine discovered that 40% of these properties that we analyzed lacked essential data. What type of essential data I'm talking? I'm talking about the pricing, the type of property, the number of bedroom did not even exist on this property. What that means is wasted time and wasted resources. If you are with me, say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So, and we also discovered that 62% of these properties were duplicates. And what that means is that a particular property will be listed multiple times, 3, 4, 5 times on a particular platform. That is wasting time, and there's no way to now verify, has this property to be sold? Is this property still in market? It is a major struggle. Right? And we discovered that 61% of them lacked neighborhood insights. And what that means is, how am I sure, as a married or a single man, that this place is safe for me or is safe for my family? It is very essential that we do that. So, and this affects everybody. I'm talking about house hunters, I'm talking about agents, as well as property owners and developers. There's a heightened need for verifiable data. There's a heightened need for a more structured way for us to be able to harness property data. And it is very essential that we collaborate with the government, private entrepreneurs as well, should be able to come up with intelligent solutions, not from a way to tackle people, because whenever I hear technology, especially from we young people, we want to see technology as a tool to shoot everybody down. But it shouldn't be. For a country as big as Nigeria and a state as powerful as Lagos, right? We should rather use technology to further strengthen, bring about transparency, and create wealth for all. So what we've done at Oikos is build a solution that's to bring about personalized matching with artificial intelligence. So you're not going to be searching endless listing. You're able to use AI to be able to search what exactly you want. Is this the property you want? And it gives it to you, right? Which is going to be helping people find properties 5 times faster, right? Then another thing is that we're going to be leveraging the video first listing, where we have collaboration with the government to be able to pass out information as regards properties that are in the market and how the government, even our average household that can be able to access financing. And again, what we've done is create like a verified agency network with escrow, and partnership with LASRERA and other state governments will further strengthen this solution. Because what it would do would help Lagos State be more transparent, create more investor confidence, make our people outside the country, diasporas, Nigerian diasporas, to be able to invest confidently through online platform. Because there's very little you can do with your uncle helping you to build a property in your village, or your auntie helping you to get a property in Lagos. Why can't you create a structure where in the comfort of your home, you're able to buy properties, see the entire process, it is being controlled, it's properly secured, and you're able to make payments and move in. So on that note, thank you so much. My name is Jeremy, founder of Lagos. Thank you.
It's a good one.
Thank you very much, Israel. That was a beautiful one. So everything is being digitized, and we're taking it a step further, still talking about real estate and technology. We hear a lot about fintech, but we don't hear much about prop tech. There's also agri-tech, there's also health tech, and the everything tech. So I'd like to invite Mr. Thomas Nivet to join the panel. Please put your hands together for him. Is Mr. Ni Akinlusi here yet? MD Lekki Worldwide Investments Limited? All right, he's not. Okay. So, madam, over to you, your panel. And right after this, we'll take a session with the essay on EGIS to Mr. Governor. Over to you, sir. Over to you, ma'am.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'll stand on existing protocols. So let's talk about PropTech. And yes, Jide, there's been a whole lot of talk about fintech, agri-tech, ed-tech, everything tech, health tech, biotech, and now we're talking about property tech. So I'm going to start from the extreme. The first question will go to, what are the strategies that we can adopt, right? Beyond, there was a lot of talk yesterday about property in Lagos, and we know that there's a lot of property available, a bit on the expensive side, luxury. What can we do? How can we leverage property tech beyond the Ikoyi, Banana Island, Eco-Atlantic to make property available at scale for us in Lagos?
Okay, thanks for the question. Good morning, everyone. So I think it's a very good question, how the tech can help to leverage the overall. Being a lender, I would say that for us what is important is to have the trust in the data. I think what was highlighted here and yesterday discussed in length is to have a land registry. This is really important. As a lender, there is two ways to finance an asset, either a loan or a mortgage loan. To make a mortgage, you need to make sure that this property exists, is well identified, is well located, and so technology definitely help to achieve that.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to ask Dr. Olajide this very particular question. There's been a lot of initiative from the government, from Lagos State government. In fact, yesterday it was very illustrative of the commitment. We had the governor here, we had the deputy governor, both present, showing the commitment to real estate development and all the other development initiatives in the state. EGIS has been around and it's been online and we've been using it. My question to you is, how close are we to one-click verification system, right? He had talked about the private sector. How close are we to this one-click verification system?
morning, everyone. I think your question is a very direct one. If I just said very close, I would have answered your question, and then I would probably pass the mic back to you. But let me attempt to do justice to the question so that our audience can actually understand better, what we mean by one click. So, about almost 2 years ago, the special advisor to the governor on housing, that's Barrister Barakat Bakari Odunuga, was tasked with the responsibility of solving the problem for a gentleman in the United States where he had bought a number of properties from a particular estate developer in Lagos. Coincidentally, this was something that came up during her first marketplace as special advisor, and the only thing that the government of Lagos could do was to task her, and she was joined by the Commissioner for Housing, to have a chat with both the company and also this man in the US. For those who saw the video, the man was under a bridge. He said he had sold all his property in the US to acquire these properties in Nigeria, and his plan was to come back to Nigeria to live in these properties, and all of a sudden found out that there was no property. I mean, I think we should give a round of applause to Barrister Barakat, because today, the two properties that the man was after, he now has them from the developer, and not only as the Ministry of Housing, tried to solve that problem, they've also worked with the EGIS office. So EGIS is Enterprise Geographic Information Service. So we provide, service, which you can call whether prop tech or agri-tech or fintech. So we have all those tech services. You have some leveraging on what you call spatial data infrastructure. So we have built spatial data infrastructure where, thanks to Mr. Governor, the entire state has been mapped. This was a project that was first done by the current Deputy Governor, Governor Kadri of Bafemi Amzat, and that has moved on a little bit further. I mean, during the time of this administration, under the Teams Plus agenda, we now have a complete new mapping for Lagos. It means that every single property in Lagos can be identified on our autophoto, and we can even go as far as doing what we have on the ground. So what we have done is to build what you call a LASPIC portal. We would try to display the link between LASPIC and LASRERA portal. So LASRERA has a website, and they have some drop downs, and they can immediately connect to the LASPIC portal. So LASPIC is a repository of all building approvals that you have in Lagos. For those who do not already have their building approval on this portal, I mean, we'll advise you to ensure that you either visit our office or you try to visit the LASPIC website to upload your building approvals so that we can verify them and publish them. Once you have a publication of a building approval and somebody wants to buy a property, never again should you buy a property or rent a property in Lagos without going through LASRERA portal to the LASPIC portal to check whether that building has an approval. So what we're saying is that it's no longer when, it is actually happening now. You can actually verify that the property that you are renting actually has an approval, so that it is not pulled down and then you start crying. Before you buy a property from the US, anywhere in the world, which is what the first speaker was talking about, from the comfort of your home, you can actually check through the LASRERA portal that this property that I want to buy actually do exist and it has a building approval. And I think that this is very important, and it's a landmark achievement by Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu and Deputy Governor Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, and a very, very, very big thanks to the partnership between the Ministry of Housing and the DGI. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we can see one click is here, leveraging property tech, prop tech. Okay. So I'm going to ask Kelvin, right? Now we've seen how we're leveraging currently prop tech. We've seen that one-click verification is here, and looking from diaspora, looking in, what are the strategies that we can adopt to achieve the targets from a real estate and urban development perspective for Lagos State?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here again, and I feel like I'm becoming more and more Nigerian every day. Great question. We are, like I've said yesterday, we are adopting a multi-pronged approach to solve some of the challenges in terms of providing housing for the population. So it involves PPP partnerships, developers filling different gaps, different sort of housing types, just to meet the market. And I think one main aspect is how we build. I'm coming from an architectural background, and so I look at design and also real estate development, and how can we use that to solve some of the shortages. And one of the things we are adopting, and the government of Canada has understood and also are on board with, is that of fostering and developing prefabricated building systems. So we, and this is the way the industry is moving. So it's it's very technical. We can get into that in other forums, but the whole idea is to be able to build faster, greener. Green is a strategy that is being employed globally. So we have to understand and recognize, the environmental impact of how we build and its effect on the population. Like the building, how it's built can affect your health. That can put strain on the healthcare system, and long-term longevity, lifespan of people. So all those things factor in to the solutions you adopt. In terms of tech, the way we build, we design, and each of our buildings and our communities, we utilize and we build out in partnership with the physical building. We build like a digital twin model of the building. So with that asset, you can now take that and work with what Israel is doing, and you can now have a digital copy of the building that people can now, real estate agents can access and do digital sort of real estate tours, etc. A lot of people, maybe there's a lot of people who would want to buy from the diaspora, but they can't physically be there. And this is the young generation, they're on their phone, everything is on their phone. So, having this kind of digital asset will be very helpful for them. So I think it's, all of those things have to come together in terms of, development, design, digital assets, and which can translate into showing, recording all the information of the property, and also, moving into the digital era, because it's here. We're leveraging AI, so all of those things have to come together and be part of the solution.
All right, thank you very much, Calvin. Okay, Israel, my question to you. You showed us how your organization is adopting the use of AI, in addition to the work you're doing in PropTech, right? There's a lot of work that is being done in the industry, the PropTech industry. Now, my question, and this is my own core area as a professional, right? I'm a cybersecurity expert as a